came out the dark. That's where we come from as spirits. Excuse me. I got a mouthful of saliva, mucus, it needs to be spit out. And, little brother right here in this crib. And video games. Excuse me. See, I might hear him in the background and shit as we make this video real quick. And this video right here, and the topic, I don't even pick it out. The thing is, I got a feeling in my spirit that I'm following. Okay? Ain't no other way to fucking be about it. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. You don't even know what you're talking about. Bitch, I know more what I'm talking about than you do. Shut the fuck up. Take notes in class. My spirit has sustained so many astral travels, externally and internally, to where these astral travels shook me in different directions, broke me in pieces, devoured me to where I had to sacrifice certain parts of myself, aka kill off parts of my being in return for a higher version of that which I already am. AKA I'm basically embodying my natural state of being and letting go of the programs or whatever I've been taught and holding on to. But in my space and my being, it seems like it feels like I'm killing myself when in reality it's something deeper. But I'm not able to see that consciously in my awareness in the moment, of course, right? And this is something we all go through, so I'm just kind of sharing from my experience. So in the moment of me sustaining this astral travel, devouring and killing parts of myself, I'm not actually consciously aware that I'm killing you know what I'm saying, like something that's not even really me. For the most part, this thing I'm killing, I think it's me. I believe it's me. Be lie. Be lie. Be live. Live. Evil backwards. So, really, anything you believe, you be in a state of being, but you gotta leave something. To be something, you gotta leave something behind. To be somebody, you gotta learn to leave the somebody you was carrying. To be somebody you wanna be, you gotta learn to leave what you are not. You gotta learn to leave things that aren't you. That aren't most importantly, actions, deeds, things that you do in the physical world, things, the way that you embody yourself, the way you carry yourself, how you move. It all has to do with your spirit, of course, but internally, we make these little sacrifices on a regular basis unconsciously. Now, the moment you start being a hard-ass spirit and start actually being about your shit and going about different astral travels, going to certain places internally, I'm talking different solar systems, I'm talking you start having conversations with different gods and goddesses that aren't even from this realm, and you do this through your feelings and how you feel, aka you break through into the spirit realm through your feelings. So you're likely to have a lot of crying sessions, a lot of tears. These tears and these cries are really you crying for yourself. They're you crying and yearning to be with your spirit again, be one with your, aka a higher self, as you may want to call it. But really, your higher self is you. So what you call your higher self is you looking down onto yourself, and in the physical realm, you looking down onto yourself in down here in this dense ass shit, and that's you. Now, when you resonate to a being point where you tap into your feelings and you have multiple breakthroughs through your feelings, cry. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. So you can cry in many different ways. You can cry through pain. You can cry through joy. You can cry through the love. You can cry through healing. You can cry for somebody else because they're in a certain spot and you feel them. You know what I mean? So there's different ways to cry. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. So when you cry, sometimes you cry when you're depressed. Sometimes you, and most importantly, you get to a point where you cry based upon how you want to cry. You cry based upon the feelings that you create, because not every feeling that you have is supposed to, or really not every feeling you have is meant for you. It's something someone else tries to, another spirit is wanting to have you feel. Another spirit wants you to have these feelings so it could have power over you. So it could have its way with you. Really though, that's how the spirit world works. So you create your own internal world. You create your space. You are that. You live in your space as a spirit. So by working with your elements, your 5 elements, and I did make a video on my old YouTube channel about the 5 elements, and I'm actually going to make a revision of that same video onto this channel, because on that old channel, and that video is still up. Y'all can find that channel if y'all really want. I don't even need to get into the name of that channel or anything. Y'all, if y'all come across one of those channels that I have up on YouTube, you'll see the 5 element video. You'll see why I even talked about one of the elements being plants instead of space. I really did. So hey, you know what I'm saying? We all sharing from our perspective. So I ain't even delete that video. Everything I once posted up on YouTube and shit, and if I really had some sort of feeling towards it of being of any value or whatever, I left it up on YouTube and it's up. So I'm not really about this whole shit about going back and deleting shit. That's not really me as much. So yeah. Also, another thing right here, I'm feeling something about mentioning is creating some armory, internal armory, because you're gonna get attacked by spirits who are lost. You're gonna get attacked by spirits who don't know themselves. You're gonna get attacked by all sorts of different spirits, demonic spirits. You're gonna get attacked by, you know what I'm saying, like just spirits in general. So this is a regular thing. You gotta tell you, whenever you feel something in the external world, somebody, the way they come in at you, and you don't like the way they come in at you. You in a crowded space. You in a crowd, but the crowd, you know what I'm saying, is the crowd fuck with you for the most part, but you know what I'm saying, you can't really get deep with anybody. You can't really get intimate with anyone. You can't really fuck with anybody like that in that crowd. And any real spirits who actually about they shit in this world, y'all know that most people aren't really about it like that. So when they feel a presence like yours, especially if you angelic and shit like that, which, you know what I'm saying, we operate within all realms. We operate within demonic. We use demonic frequencies, demonic vibrations as our bitch to get to point A to point B. And we operate within angelic frequencies to heal, to uplift, to motherfucker get to our internal state of being where we're fulfilled and where we know ourselves and where we're not lost, we're not confused. So we utilize all these shits as our motherfucker bitch. Period. So us being our spirits, us running up our 1 and 2, running up our little space, running up our little thing, running up what we do, we can understand that there's things that we sometimes we need to be able to learn what it is we need to do. Sometimes we need to play out demonic frequencies and vibrations. Sometimes we need to play out certain elements. Sometimes we need to reside and breathe and deep into certain elements. You know what I'm saying? That way we can get balance and be in harmony and peace with ourselves and rest in peace. So we can rest in peace. Because that's what we want to do. We want to rest in peace as spirits. So that we can be in alignment in vibrational frequency of that which we are, which is our higher self. So our higher self is what we are. So we are in alignment with those things that fulfill us. Because nothing in the dense 3D world can fulfill us. Nothing, you know what I'm saying? We utilize all these things as our bitches, as our tools to tap us into certain things and shit like that, and to get us to point A to point B. So we might want to, you know what I'm saying, eat a certain food to get us in a certain vibe. You know what I'm saying? That's what they say, vibe. You're in a vibration. So, yeah, it's like that. It's literally like that. It's just all etymology, all words, all that lostness. We don't need to go too deep into that. It's just simple. You can kind of see shit. So it's like When you drink on a certain drink and you feel a vibe and you tap in, you know what I'm saying? You in a vibe, you vibe it out. That's you in a certain vibration. So in that vibration and how you access these different vibrations, how you play with yourself, aka in the fifth dimension, you could even say how you say the fifth house, right? How you play and how you build and things like that. Five, just knowing numerology, knowing the meanings of different numbers and shit like that. Shout out to Archangel Uriel because Archangel Uriel woke me up, um, and I had to go through my shit, going through my shit and shit like that. And I'm Archangel Raphael from the most part of my current knowledge, and until the universe proves me wrong, I have full and total belief and faith in this. And again, believe, be lie. You know what I'm saying? Be live, evil. We all create our lives. We all create our imaginations. We all create. So it's not what you do, it's how. So how do you create about, you know what I'm saying? What kind of frequency is you in when you create these things? Most importantly, how does it equate to reality? So me doing some self knowledge and going deep within myself and knowing who I am, I'm operating within the Archangel Raphael frequency vibration. That's kind of the area in which I come from. So for the most part, I had to have Archangel Uriel wake me up and help and assist me to kind of be be who I already know I am. And you know what I'm saying? Like this spiritual shit go deep. So really, really everything for the most part they created in society as distractions and shit like that, aka all these different religions and all these different ways of principles of acting in the world and morals and systems they already created, moral systems they already created, and then they indoctrinated believing for you to be lie. You know what I'm saying? Into they shit, into what something some other spirits external outside of you want you to be live, be live in within. So you're lost into that whatever construct they created, and as soon as you start waking up and being yourself and just being and nothing more and nothing less, and you start taking back your own power. That's when you start getting hit with all sorts of esoteric waves, and you really start stepping into your strength as a spirit and moving through and actually traveling internally and externally and really being about your shit, really being about who you are, really being about your evolution, your purpose, and your mission, and what you came to do, and how you came to do. So now you actually taking back everything that they try to take away from you, because you always been that, and you always will be, and you always will evolve through that. AKA you're utilizing certain energies and frequencies to move through it. So AKA, yeah, I might come through the name of Archangel Raphael, which I do, but who's to say that I'm not transferring through that? Who's to say I'm not utilizing this energy frequency, moving through and actually coming coming to the other side? Because the Archangel Raphael energy has to do with healing and balance with your mind, body, and spirit, and it's basically creating a wellness. So you're not confused, so you're not lost, so you're not hurt, so you're not traumatized, so you're not broken. You know what I'm saying? Because we're all broken, and based upon how we're playing out what we are, that will dictate how we can actually get to point A to point B and get to where we need to go in the first place. So none of this shit has to do with race out here. Spirit world does not give a fuck about race. The spirit world don't give a fuck about anybody's lost interpretations about how the things should be. The spirit world just is. So if it just is, that basically means that you should automatically understand that you need to be in a state of just being. So you're just So you just are. You know what I mean? You just are. You're nothing more. You're nothing less. You're just. And being just is just that. What does that sound like? Can we not make anything more complicated than it actually is? Because it doesn't have to be. Because when you're just, when you're just being, when you're not thinking, when you're silent and you're quiet, when you can just stand still, when you can just sit still, when you can just be still, when you can just be yourself, then you're just automatically, residing within something that's naturally meant for you. And when you do that, automatically you'll be able to kind of feel things out. You'll be able to feel what thoughts aren't yours, what shit isn't yours, and you can give that back to wherever the fuck it came from, because it's not yours. And nobody ever told you to take on responsibility to claim it as yours, because it's not. Because you create your own shit. Remember that. You are the creator. You create your life. You create your emotions. You create your thoughts. You create your life. You have the power. Now, so you could be a positive spirit and transmutate a lot of negative energies into positive energies. That way you can do God's work and do it God's way and not get lost in the demonic things and demonic frequencies, into the dense world, into the illusion. You step into the demonic frequencies and vibrations, but you're grounded and centered in the X center point. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we got one X, and we got one line leading towards righteousness, and we got left one. You know what I'm saying? This automatically just as being down here, just as kind of trying to having these desires we all have, and we all trying to, you know what I'm saying, get to point A, get to point B. We all trying to have success and all that. Our desire, you know what I'm saying, we're going left hand path. We're leaning left as an individual. We're one. We're separate, right? But righteousness being no thing, 0 point. You come to the center of that. Both things have their purpose. Both things have their purpose. Okay? So this is why in Black Panther they got this right here. And this is a power. This is a power spell. This is a ritual. This is a power spell ritual. You could you have these 5 fingers to play with. 5. You have 5, right? So naturally your body is expressing itself through numerology in different aspects. So you're gonna be able to kind of understand how to play with your body, play with your mind, play with your spirit to create certain spells and rituals and symbols for yourself that you can recognize as a spirit that's transmutative, that's alchemizing certain energies, that deals with all sorts of different elements that you're tapping into. Because of course there's the 5 elements, right? Earth, air, water, space, and fire, right? But there's so much more. Like there's these scientists want to talk about, we only see a spectrum of light or some shit like that, right? So, okay, so clearly, like, they trying to limit us in awareness in general by even having that kind of science, because that may or may not be true. But, and here's why I say it may or may not be true, because in reality, who the fuck says we can't see? Who the fuck says we can't see whatever the fuck we want to see? Because we're spirits, we're not the body. So even if our body can't recognize certain spectrums of the color range or whatever the fuck, who's to say our spirit can't tap in? So fuck all that. That shit's nonsense. But it's about the work you put in, right? It's about the work you put in. It's about the work you put in internally and how that shit accumulates over a period of time, and how you maneuver through the world and through life by just doing this kind of work. Because over time you're gonna get to certain points, certain breaking points. You're gonna tap into your feelings. Your feelings are gonna have a breaking point. They're gonna help you break through, have breakthroughs. That's why they call it breakthroughs. You break through to whatever was blocking you, to whatever was limiting you. It could be your It could even come down to your astrology, right? It could be your Saturn placement. Your Saturn placement might be limiting you to help you learn a certain lesson before you can break through to the other side. So Saturn can prepare you for what's to come. That way, you're not stepping into the other side of this astral travel naked and lost and confused, and you actually how you say limit. You actually play into energies where you're not fulfilling what you came to do, because you're trying to get to the area point A to point B where you're trying to go fast, and you're lost in going the left-hand path, and you forgot all about, you know what I'm saying, the right. You forgot all about the other no thing. You forgot about how you ain't shit. Really though. So now when you know who you are and you're at balance, you can work the proper way. Working the proper way has to deal with you putting in work internally, externally. That way, when you're moving, you're moving step by step and you're building. You're not missing, and then you're not trying to get there so quickly to the point where you're getting lost and not being right. You're no longer being. You're separate now. You're just all individual. You forgot all about right. You forgot all about righteousness and no thing, and where God resides, which is no thing, shapeless, formless. You ain't shit. That's where God resides at. You know what I'm saying? God resides within you. So it's really deep, but it's not. It's really simple. Just be balanced, and build your way up. Build your way up. You know what I'm saying? We're all here to send a spirit. So just some of us are playing out demonic frequencies at a really, really, you know what I'm saying, strong level. Some of us are playing at somewhere like in the middle. You know